All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Super Subs Podcast. Today we have a special guest, our first guest, Trey. Uh, Welcome. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah,
Another
thanks for
Chelsea
having
fan.
me.
Another Chelsea
Yeah,
fan.
sorry I tilted the scales in our favor, Narvin, but can never have too many Chelsea fans, right?
Oh yeah, it's been a good year so far. And today we're gonna record. We're gonna do a combined 11. We've done a couple in the past, but this one will be based on just transfers in the Premier League. Before we get started, I guess Trey, how do you think our window was this summer?
Chelsea's window.
Yeah,
Um, Overall, I would say it was a success, and that's because of both sides, the sales and the transfers in. The only
I guess.
what you could say blemish maybe would be the fact that we didn't get Xavi Simons like after kind of being rumored for like 2 months. But it seems like that was the club's choice, honestly. Like we never actually officially put in a bid. So I guess it's not like the club messed up. That was their choice. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like João Pedro, Esteval, of course, that was kind of over a year in the making. Uh,
Steve.
yeah,
Steve-O.
I don't know what to think about Garnacho, your boy, over there.
Malfoy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that.
He's
But
a
I
yeah,
do like for
cancer.
the price tag though. I thought that was pretty impressive. We
yeah,
were
I
able
mean,
to get him.
yeah, a Premier League proven player who's still what 21. That's
Yeah.
not a bad value transfer for by any means. But yeah, overall, I'm actually pretty happy with it. And we balanced the books too.
Oh yeah. Like we're probably one of the best like sellers.
And
Oh
we're probably
yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, no, actually, I saw this funny stat the other day. Do you know who, well, I think I told you guys, so you might know. Do you know who Arsenal's record transfer sale is?
Oh, Oxlade.
Yeah, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. That was like 10 years ago,
I
and
would
it
have
was
never
like
guessed.
30 million, I think. I mean, we sold multiple players for more than that this window.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
insane. And Arsenal, like Arsenal fans always tout their like academy and stuff, but you don't really see those guys getting sold to bigger teams. Whereas like Chelsea, you see a lot of the academy players going
Yeah,
places.
Chelsea and City now. City stepped up their academy game the last few years. Of course, we have a bunch of
Y-
their old academy players.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the rules of this game will be when we'll create a combined 11. We'll play a 4-3-3 formation. We're not going to just choose like the highest priced players because that would be too easy, but got to consider like some value. Um, we don't have like necessarily a budget, but like if we were like an owner, reasonable players. And then um, only players that were transferred into the Premier League, so like no loans. And then the trickiest part of this is going to be we can only choose a max of two players from each team. So, there's a lot from Chelsea that I wanted to choose from, but we're kind of capped there.
Yeah. And are we counting Premier League to Premier League transfers?
Yeah, that will count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full time, not loans though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So I don't know what the strategy is, like maybe knock out like the biggest guys first and then fill in like, or do you just want to start from like the back up front?
Ooh.
Let's start from the back because the
Yeah,
back
start
already.
at goalkeeper.
I got one on lock. This is the only United player I'll fight for, and I haven't even
Okay.
seen him play. I've only seen highlights. But Sen Lamans from Antwerp, 18 mil. He's like supposed to be like the next big goalkeeper, and like from highlights, he's like David De Gea-esque, in terms of like shot stopping ability. But like just being free from Bayender and Onana, like I just had to put him in.
Yeah, I get that. I my initial thought, honestly, was Jordi Petrovic. Uh, Being like I'm familiar with him and him having a great season at Strasbourg last year. But I can get behind. Um, your idea just because United really need a goalkeeper. And he is a kind of promising prospect. Um, I think Donnarumma is another one. I I wasn't gonna pick him. I don't know if this is a hot take. I'm not the biggest Donnarumma fan. I've seen him produce some incredible saves, but at the same time, I've seen him have maybe one too many, like, what are you doing moments for a goalkeeper that's supposed to be considered like, I don't think he's like that Neuer Courtois level, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
and they also, I'm sure his wages are absolutely insane. Um, so if we're accounting all the financials in, I can kind of get on board with Lemens, but does that
Yeah, I
make
think he's
sense?
getting yeah, I think he's getting paid like 250K a week, which is
Yeah,
insane.
I know that
Yeah.
instantly disqualified him from coming to Chelsea because we were never going to pay him
No.
what City would pay him.
Yeah, I consider Layman's, but like honestly, I haven't really watched him at all. And like
Yeah.
the clips, he kind of looks a little stinky. The De Gea comparison's crazy.
Yeah, I did see a low light reel on Twitter, but I mean, fans are going to do what they're going to do, you know.
Yeah. I went with Petrovic too, just because I felt like he was better than Robert Sanchez at times and like could have been our number one. He's like proven in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so
that was the same idea I had. I mean, he's coming off a great season at Strasbourg, and yeah, I agree. I mean, I kind of hated that we let him go on loan and sold him because kind of liked him. I know that Poch season we were pretty bad defensively, but it wasn't really his fault. I mean, he did beat out Robert Sanchez, you know, after the
yeah,
season started. So I do think that's a good signing though for Bournemouth. He's I think what 25 maybe.
yeah.
And it was under 30 million. So that's a good signing. But I could go either way. And I guess on one hand, United needed it badly.
That's
Um,
true.
but he's a
Yeah.
little less, I guess, unproven in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think we can what do you think, Narv? Just because there probably won't be many United shouts today.
Yeah, he was really the only United like I was gonna fight for. Especially also Bournemouth, they had a few other transfers who were like in contention for the
That's
11 I
true.
had.
All right. So I'll keep track of who we kind of select. So we can go with layman's there.
Okay.
Um, but I guess we can go to center back pairings. Uh, so there's one locked for me.
Same.
I
Who's,
well,
who's your
I
lock?
I was gonna say Mascara for Arsenal just because I was super high on him when he was at Valencia. But then like the counter is like Arsenal have so many center backs. Like, was he really a necessary signing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys because I'm not that familiar, but is it Perio Hennick
Uh,
Hennickby?
he's
Oh
more of
yeah.
a left back. I mean, he can
Okay,
play that center back role, but he's almost like a Calafiori, like a hybrid.
because I I didn't see too much Leverkusen last year,
Mhm.
honestly. And ooh, speaking of Leverkusen this year, Den Hag. Um, but no, okay. So I was gonna ask you guys about that, but I guess we'll throw that out for now.
Yeah, that was a weird signing because he's like almost a carbon copy of Calafiori's style.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they have Lewis. That was a weird one with
Yeah,
like the depth they have.
kind of sounds like Jarell Hato, left back, center back
Yeah.
combo. The
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like a perfect comp.
yeah.
Yeah, the Mascara signing, like I think he's a good player, but to your point, I just don't know how much games he'll get. I mean, with Saliba hurt now, I don't know what injury he has. He'll probably get like run of games. But like one of my lock players, and this is the Bournemouth transfer I had, was Diakite from Lille. I thought he filled in really nice, especially these opening games Bournemouth have had.
Yeah, he was on mine too, just
Same.
because Bournemouth had to replace Hoysen, who went to Real Madrid, and Zabarni, who
Yeah.
went to PSG. So they had some big shoes to fill, and it seems like a solid transfer. It's early, but seems solid so far.
Yeah, we can
He
definitely
was
lock
he was
him in.
relatively cheap. I mean, for Bournemouth
Yeah.
standards, I guess kind of pricey, but like overall in terms of like Prem standards, kind of
Yeah, I
cheap.
mean, it looks like they bought him for about 35 million euros, but they sold their other two center backs for a combined like 125. So,
Yeah, a good business.
yeah.
Yeah, they had a really good window. All right, so we can lock him in. Did you guys have another center back consideration?
Um, I thought of Thial, the Newcastle from AC Milan.
Yeah.
Malik. I thought about him. I don't know. I don't there's probably someone better out there though, like better value. I don't know if you guys have any.
Yeah, for I was thinking the guy from Sunderland, he came from Getafe,
Yeah.
Omar Alderte. I think he was around 10 million, but I don't know. Sunderland has like a few of these signings like Xhaka where like they're super experienced guys. So he's gonna
Mhm.
be like kind of a one of those senior like shoe in every week.
Yeah, Sunderland actually had a few signings in general that I kind of considered like on my
Yeah.
list. And they have, I mean, they've had a decent start to the year. I think most people would expect them to get relegated, honestly. At least that's like the general betting odds. But I mean, yeah, with between him, Diarra, um, you know, Nordi Mukiele, who
Yeah, I
I
liked
think
him.
might
Yeah.
be a shout at right back for me.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm on board with that. Although I will, yeah,
I
Mukiele
think
might be my right back. So.
Yeah, I think Mukulele, he was my right back option.
Mhm.
So the other center back I had was Malik Chow for Newcastle from AC
Yeah.
Milan. Especially if like Shar is kind of like injury prone and like kind of getting up there with age. So I feel like he could possibly fit in.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, the reason I didn't really have him was I wasn't sure how much playing time he'd actually get, but
Hmm.
um
That's true. I think if Shar stays fit, Shar should be the starter, but I feel like he's getting kind of injury prone.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Oh, good old Fabian Schär.
that Newcastle backline though is looking kind of nice. Like especially with like the two Livermento and
Yeah.
Hall.
I need them to keep dropping points though. Yeah, because Sven Botman's hurt, right? I don't know how long, but
Oh yeah, he's been hurt for a while too. Like
yeah,
He's a shame. Like so good, but like can't stay fit.
yeah. And good old Dan Burn is he gets it done, but he is slow, man. He's a unit.
all right. We'll move on to left back. There were a lot of options here. Um, where I think
What do
we
you
have to
think?
play a little techie because we have like Ait Nori who's pretty good, but City there might be a few other options. We got Kirkes, but there's Liverpool. I think one of my like number one was Malik Diouf from West Ham. I
Same.
thought he was kind of a sh like my shoe in just because West Ham don't have many
No,
either.
they need anything they can get.
Yeah, he definitely seems like one of those like they found like a gold out of nowhere. Just
He's gonna be a left back for a long time for them. Or I don't know actually, because he's still like 20, so I feel like he's gonna really break out and he might get a bigger move at some point.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I can see too. So we'll
yeah, I
go
could
with
be on board with that.
all right, we'll go with him. And then for right back, who'd you guys have?
I had Nordi Mukiele.
Same.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a there weren't many right back options this year or like
Yeah,
transfers.
yeah, I would agree.
He's definitely got to prove himself though, because I feel like he was like the wonder kid. Like everyone thought he'd blow up, but didn't really work out at PSG. But I think Sunderland's a good move for him.
Yeah. Definitely have to do a lot more defending there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but to your point, I think Sunderland has a pretty good chance to stay up, even though like most are expecting them to go right back down.
Yeah.
All right, so now we can move to our midfield three. So a lot of options here. We can start with like maybe someone that would play more of like a holding defensive mid position.
It's got to be the other Sunderland counterpart, I think.
Ooh, Leslie?
Uh, Xhaka.
Oh no, Leslie is Burnley. What am I thinking?
Oh, that's a good shout.
I had
Yeah.
Leslie as my shoe in.
Okay. I feel like Leslie was the solid Ugochukwu was a solid player, but he definitely needed a downward move just to get playing time because he wasn't really going to get enough at Chelsea.
That was
I
the
am
What's
one
he?
player
curious.
I really wanted at United because I feel like he's like the perfect alternative to Baleba, like a cheaper alternative.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Burnley need all the help they can get, and a lot of their transfers were older, experienced players, but having a 21-year-old him and Bashir Humphreys, Broja.
Yeah.
They must have a good relationship with Chelsea.
I was kind of hurt by how much we sold Leslie for. Only like 30 mil because he's young and I thought he's like a really good prospect.
Yeah, I know. I just wish it seemed like the first half of his loan last year at Southampton, he didn't really play much, but the second half he kicked on a bit more when they had their got their new manager. And yeah, I guess all in all though, um yeah, I kind of agree because I sometimes I forget how much we actually paid for him. So we paid like 25 mil and then like
Yeah.
sold him for 30. So I mean we made money, but not much.
Yeah, I like that shout. We can throw him in there.
All right. Wow, we have a Burnley player in here. That's shocking. All right. And then our two other guys, we can yeah, look for like two eights or 10 and an 8.
I think one player I want to put up there is it has to be Reinders. Um, I feel like he's like the perfect pep player. Um, a lot of people see him as a box to box, but like he's a bit more attacking minded. I mean, he can do like the defensive duties, but I think going forward is really where he thrives at. Um, and I think he's one of the city transfers that should be starting like week in, week out.
Yeah, I had him
Yeah.
on my list too. And I was surprised like when he got transferred to City, like it seemed like it happened out of nowhere. Like there weren't any
Yeah.
talks and no other teams were kind of linked to him.
Yeah, I mean I guess, 55 million is not a it's not an absurd fee, for
Yeah.
someone like him. So I can get on board with that, but it seems like the only player Pep's gonna play week in and week out is basically Holland and maybe Bernardo Silva. Other than that, he's the king of rotation.
Yeah,
He's got
Bernardo
to,
Silva, he needs to pack his bags. Like that man is
yeah, he's got to move on from him.
all right. So we'll go with him.
One
Reinders.
um one shout I had as potential midfield was Dewsbury Hall.
Ooh, I
Um
had him too.
just because again, I think this is another player who like he was a decent rotational piece at Chelsea and a good Conference League player, but like not to be like offensive, but his level is more of like a mid to lower Premier League club. And he can be a week in and week out starter and a real contributor there. I mean, I guess, we all saw his goal last week, but I mean, I think he's 26 and like 30 million, 35 million, whatever the transfer
Hmm.
was, not a bad deal. And he has Premier League experience. And I think I mean, Everton need all they can going forward, and him and Grealish could certainly go a long way and helping them score some goals for once, because Beto is not going to do it himself.
I feel like yeah, we could slide Dewsbury Hall into like maybe more of that
Yeah,
attacking
because
role
he
in
No.
kind
there.
of like cha rotates between like kind of a wingish role and it just depends. But yeah,
Yeah, one player I was gonna shout out to was the one that sticks out like a sore thumb is Warts. Do you guys think he's what are your opinions on him? Like I know it's only been a few games, he's had a rough start, but do you guys think
I'm
he
hate watching this entire season on Warts.
oh yeah. I mean, any big signing that isn't a Chelsea player, I'm pretty much hate watching. But
It's unfortunate
like
too because I liked them at Leverkusen, but like just the fee they paid is like crazy, and like I feel like there's other players in the past who've have gotten judged for like big moves for like less of a fee. So like Wirtz, I'm gonna be like hate watching, and so far it's been a success.
yeah, I mean, for me, I think from a like a Chelsea perspective, we've been, I guess, somewhat burned in the past from uh Bundesliga transfers,
yeah.
where like think like Werner and Havertz, for example, look incredible in the Bundesliga, and they come to the Premier League and they look half the player that they were previously. That's, I guess, my concern with Wirtz. I mean, I guess same goes for Ekitike too, but he's produced, fairly well so far this season. It's early, but yeah, I mean, $140 million fee is incredible.
The one slight concern is just like the physicality is like another level from the Bundesliga to the Prem.
Yeah, and he's not the strongest dude to say the least. Yeah, I don't know. I I'm kind of with Narvin. I'm hate watching. He may turn out to be really good. I mean, he was great at Leverkusen, but
Yeah, that's a lot
um,
of pressure to like play with too with that price tag. 'Cause I'm a huge fan of his, so it's hard to like hate watch, but I guess it is hard to justify that price too for a single player. But I mean,
which
to
isn't
that,
his fault, but
yeah, to that point though, like another player that we could potentially fill in, uh, couple, I guess, would be Eze. Would you guys consider him? And then Xavi Simmons too. Like he's
Oh,
versatile, but he can play in there too. What are your thoughts on those two guys?
yeah, I mean, obviously is Premier League proven, and you know what you're going to get from him. It's a few years older than Simons, though.
Mhm.
Um, Xavi Simons, man, I hate Spurs, so I hate that he went there. But he's, I guess you got to be a little careful because again, you're making that Bundesliga transition from Leipzig. Um, Usually production drops pretty significantly unless you're Holland when you go from the Bundesliga to the Premier League. But he is just like a really, I don't know how else to say it, saucy player.
Yeah,
He just kind of has that it factor sometimes. Um, Although Tottenham can sometimes do numbers in a negative way to a player. So
that's true.
we'll see. But Thomas Frank's a good manager. So I do think he'll be pretty successsul. And if he's successful enough, he probably won't be there for forever.
for long. Yeah,
I
Thomas Frank's a big like he's like tactically good, but like also he's improved a lot of players like Embuemo, Wissa, Watkins. So like
even
I think
Richarlison at the start of this year, like
World Cup with Charleston.
I'd
Yeah.
say I'd be more inclined to put Xavi Simmons just because Eze, I'm not sure if he's gonna be coming out of the left or down the middle for Arsenal just yet.
Yeah, I'd be okay with putting Xavi on there.
All right, we can lock him in. Yeah, I think him too. Like, yeah, Bundesliga players, like a lot of them do flop when they come to the Premier League. Like, we'll see that with Sesko, but like him, I think he's done it at like the international stage too with like Netherlands. He's usually their standout player.
Yeah, I guess the only concern I would have with him, and this is just like rumors and stuff that other you hear from like other coaches and players. The only concern I'd have for him is that he may not be like tactically enough locked in, to do
Mm.
like the defensive side of the work or like the structured work that Thomas Frank may want, and that may piss him off. But talent-wise, he's got it. There's no question about that.
Yeah. To Trey's point too, the only other concern I have is like they still have James Madison who's like hurt and then Kulisevsky. So like we saw Kulisevsky even playing that 10 role. He can like do that role. So like I don't know if Xavi would be like kind of fighting for his spot later on in the back end of the year when they were back.
And I think he'll be more like a Damsgaard for Brentford, where he didn't really have to do much defensive work. And it's nice that Spurs have guys like Sar and Paulinho to cover Basuma.
Mhm.
But yeah, Madison, that man with his injuries, it might be time to call it a day too.
Yeah, his legs are
Like
gone.
Jack Wilshere.
All right, so we can move on to let's go with the right wing market.
This one had a lot of options.
Does Estival count?
Steve-O.
I was debating if this counts or not. I don't know what you guys think because we technically like loaned him out, but then I don't know if this counts or not.
Yeah, I don't know. He is technically new to the Premier League this year. That there are other options if it doesn't count, but I do think if we're talking value, I mean that was great value
hmm He was
for what we paid for him.
he was on my list as the fit for the right wing spot.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
if we're gonna count him, I think that's a lock. I
Mhm.
didn't have him
yeah,
on my list just because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because
yeah.
technically he never played a game for you guys anyways. So
Because I mean, we paid about I think it was 35 million, and I mean, according to Transfer Market, his value is 60 million, and he's only 18. I mean, we'll see. He's got to prove, but so far he has been looking
Yeah.
sharp.
And even when he was at Palmeiras, like he was usually the better player than like Endrick got the huge move to Madrid, but he was definitely more of the standout guy. So
Yeah,
I'm surprised other teams didn't go after him. I feel like he's a typical like Madrid or Barca prototype.
I think
yeah,
Chelsea could be the stepping stone though to get that move.
Now he's gonna stay here forever.
yeah. Him
You
and
think
Cole
so?
Palmer are gonna
Yeah.
become best friends.
Do you guys want to give a shout out to anyone else? But we'll lock in Steve. But this is one where I thought United might have a shout with Embuemo.
Yeah. I think
Mr.
Embuemo
Thick.
and Kudos were like my other two shouts.
Oh yeah, I know Kudos has been your boy for a while, Harish.
Yeah, I just felt like that transfer was kind of expensive, and then with Kulusevski coming back, I'm like, ooh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, other than I don't know what you guys think of Yeremy Pino,
Oh, I love that
kind
dude.
of replacing
Yeah,
Eze, but
Yeah, he's a good player. I think Palace might try to switch him to kind of play through the middle, but his strongest position definitely is that out wide.
yeah.
and then
Oh, sorry.
Madueke too. He's
Nah, backup.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think for the fee they paid, I'm not sure it was great value.
That was a soft move by him. Like he could have really tried to compete for a spot with Chelsea, but like when you go to Arsenal, you know you're going to be a backup to Saka. Like
I feel
It's
like he could,
strange.
like, I know the right wing's his strongest, but I feel like he could do the like left-sided left wing for Martinelli. I feel like
He
he's an
could.
upgrade to Martinelli a bit.
It's just like he wants to get on his left foot always, and when he's on the right, he's just cutting in, cutting in, cutting in. Um, I'd be interested to see if he played more on the left, how he would Because he did some on the left for us, but not much.
Hmm. Yeah, that transfer kind of annoyed me just because he's pretty good, but like you're a soft player for doing that move.
Yeah, rivals.
Yeah, he left in the middle of the Club World Cup too. Like it was like a few days before the final.
Yeah, that's shameless.
Oh, sorry. One more player I had as a shout for right wing is the fastest player in the Prem, Anthony Longa.
Your
Uh,
United boy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show. I forgot about him.
he was slightly like more on the pricier side though. Like Steve-O kind of fit where like quality and a good price.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll lock in Steve there. Uh, and then left wing, uh, there's a few shots here. We have Garnacho, Grealish. Well, Grealish is on
Still
loan
alone.
though, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Cunha, Jacob Ramsey, Adingra, if you want some value.
Ooh, this one was a tricky one.
Jaden Sancho Norvin.
Ugh,
Ugh.
disgusting. We're still not technically free from the shackles of Sancho because
Oh yeah,
he
it's a loan.
he declined a permanent move. And that was annoying because if we got the permanent move, Emmy Martinez would have come our way.
Yeah, we're still not free from the Raheem Sterling shackles.
Oh, I forgot he's on your book still.
Yeah.
Hmm. Good question.
This one's
Left
a
wing.
tricky.
Yeah, because there's a bunch.
Yeah, left wing. Maybe one player kind of rogue shout. I was a fan of him at Serie A. And he can play on the right or left is Dan Ndoye from Bologna.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I was also gonna did Harish, when you named a few, I don't remember. Did you say Adingra?
Oh yeah, for Sunderland.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I guess we already do we have two Sunderland players or just
I think
No,
just
just one.
okay. Yeah. I'm looking through the list, making sure I'm not missing anyone. Because I'm not gonna say Jamie Gittins yet. I'm not gonna put him on there. Probably pass on Garnacho too. Um,
This could be when we splurge and put Wirtz.
yeah.
nah. I think we got another spot for the splurge.
Oh, I think I know what you're going for. Um, Noah Okafor. Mm,
Ooh, it's an under the radar guy.
it's not quite moving me though.
I
I
like
low
Dan Ndoye. He's like a. I think he was a replacement for Elonga, but he provides something different. Like I think he has more quality in terms of like end product compared to Elonga was kind of just running in behind defenders.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah, I low key had Cunha as my top guy on here.
Ooh.
Uh, just because I think he's r- for United, like he's kind of a standout player. Um, and he's gonna be like a certified starter.
He's definitely had a lot better start to his United career than Embuemo, I think. I know he hasn't gotten the GAs, but like he's definitely fit in really well.
Yeah, I guess final shout, maybe Amari Hutchinson, but they
Mm.
paid not Forrest paid a lot for him. It was like 40 some
Yeah,
million.
it's pricey.
Yeah.
And it's not like he had a great year either previously at Ipswich.
Yeah, I would probably just at least from a pure value standpoint go Ndoye over Amari Hutchinson.
All right. Yeah, we can go with Ndoye here. Sorry, Narf. Just your keeper here.
Hey, we got two shout outs for United players though, Embuemo and Cunha. I'll take those as a win.
All right. And then our last spot up top, um, who's leading the lines for us?
Gotta
Hmm.
be the greedy,
It's
Mr.
clear.
Greedy man.
Broha, simple.
Oh no.
I'm surprised we were able to let him go for 25 mil or
I know that
something
was
around that.
great business.
It's like I'll take that.
It sucks though. I think like 4 years ago, he was looking like a great prospect, like really athletic, big body, but he just hasn't been able to stay on the field.
No.
He was giving that Diego Costa vibes when
Yeah.
he was like kind of coming up the ranks.
He had that one
Um,
like crazy injury I remember like where he was like screaming and
oh, he
ever
tore
since
his
then,
ACL, yeah.
yeah, ever since then he just kind of
That was a
hasn't looked
freak
the same.
injury too. Like
Yeah.
that was an unfortunate one.
Um, I mean, could go Isak, Premier League proven, but insane transfer fee. Um, could go João Pedro. He's pretty much already repaid his transfer fee with his Club World Cup contributions. Um, Narvin, I don't know
Yeah.
if you what you think about Sheshko, but
I think he's he'll be good in the long run. I don't think like this season he'll be that great, or even next year. I think like give him 3 years, he'll really flourish. But I think like he's in a team where he's not going to be heavily relied. I think more of the pressure will be on Cunha and Buemo to carry the team.
yeah.
Sesko looks like one of those like kids, teenagers that grow up with like their limbs are like they look awkward. They don't like their limbs are too big for them and he doesn't know how to like use like his body. I don't know. He looks very awkward as a player.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna go Gyökeres, Yak Lesnar. Um,
Wait,
I'm
are
hating.
you on the same train as you think he'll flop?
Yeah, I'm kind of hating it,
Same.
man. I
That's
don't
what I was telling
know.
Harish. I said
Nah.
he's gonna get like I don't like 15 prem goals. I said will be a reach for him.
I just think like he's been doing it in a subpar league for a long time, and he's 27. I mean, that's the same age as me. So I'm not saying that's old, but like it's not like 27 is supposed to be really like close to about your prime. So I don't think you necessarily expect to be able to sell him for more than you bought him, even. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think
The way he
he's
be
pretty
run,
slow.
he looks like he got like ankle weights or something.
It's like he's running in Timberlands. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna say him. Um, I don't know if you really wanted to go just best Isak, but I think João Pedro is better value, just
Hmm.
at like half to a third of the price. But um,
I think João Pedro, he's definitely a shout in there. Yeah, I feel like Brighton was like he made his name, but I think Chelsea is like where he's gonna become like one of the elite players in the league. Um, I think he'll
yeah,
be like a certified starter for Brazil and stuff with this Chelsea move.
yeah, I hope him and Esteval and Steve can really develop a relationship. I know I saw a highlight the other day of Brazil's match. I think they were playing Chile, and Esteval scored a bike, and him and Pedro were celebrating together.
Oh yeah,
So
they look like good vibes.
yeah, made me feel good.
And Ikatike is another shout. Like I'm not choosing him or vouching for him, but like I wonder if like when he was brought into Liverpool, if they had conversations around like, hey, we potentially are still gonna go after Isak because that's kind of a huge blow for him. Like Isak coming in, like I don't know how much game time he'll get now.
Yeah. Hey, Liverpool spent preposterous amounts of money this window, and all you hear from Liverpool fans like, "Oh, we do more with less," but not now.
Well,
They've
when
spent.
Ikatike came in, Darwin Nunez was already sold, or he was still in the squad technically, right?
Yeah, he's technically still was.
Because I was gonna say like maybe he knew, and that's why he didn't take like the number nine. Because I feel like Isak's gonna take the number nine
Yeah.
jersey, so I don't know.
Or maybe he sees himself as like someone who's gonna like play just a little behind the striker. Um, kind of like how João Pedro was playing when Delap was playing. Um,
Mm.
I don't know, but and Delap was
Oh,
is good
Delap, yeah.
value. It's good value for sure. I do think João Pedro is going to be more. prolific.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, the lap hasn't had the best to start. Now he's injured, but for the fee we paid, good value.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think to your point from like I think the last episode, Harish, like with you could with Isak, I think Ikitike will play kind of behind him, and then maybe Wirtz um, goes out there kind of out wide.
So I think maybe it sounds like João Pedro would be kind of the consensus. He was kind of on mine just for given the fee too.
Yeah, I'd be on
Yeah.
board with that. That's one that
Hmm.
kind of came out of nowhere, I feel like, during the Club World Cup.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, there were
wasn't,
no transfer links.
yeah, but I'm glad it happened.
Oh yeah. He was similar to like Cunha, kind of out of nowhere, but similar profiles too. Just they were like the best player on their team for a while. And Cunha, he's Brazilian too, right? I
Hmm.
think, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like love about Chelsea is like whenever they make transfers, it's always just like a here we go, deal done. It's never like
Except for Garnacho. That dragged
yeah.
Yeah,
on
that's
for like 2, 3 months. It was basically like, yep, it's gonna happen, but it just not yet.
Fabrizio, man, he
Yeah, he was making money off those tweets. He was just dragging it out.
I think
it,
Garnacho, like us dragging it out, definitely helped us out. Just his fee, you could just see it going down and down each.
Yeah, 'cause we didn't. There was no emergency. So I think we were willing to wait it out until United got desperate to get rid of him.
Fabrizio stocks plummeted this transfer window.
Yeah, there's been a couple here we goes that ended off.
David Ornstein, definitely the elite.
Yeah, he's David Ornstein's definitely more like the less social media clout, but
Yeah.
just like mere pure matter of fact, pretty good. And and I guess we're done with the 11. I guess we're doing a bench, right?
Yeah,
But
what we'll do with like the bench is I think I originally said like we'll do four, but what we can do is like each one of us pick one, like who we would think would be like a ideal super sub to come off the bench.
hmm.
Got to make another
So
shot for United then out there in Cunha.
yeah, so are we factoring in fee for the super sub?
Yeah, we'll factor in feet. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say we could just throw in Isak.
That'd be crazy having him on the bench for us.
Um, well, I mean, I guess if I'm thinking like real life, who would be an impact sub in a game you need a goal? Liam Delap, honestly. I know I'm sticking to Chelsea Homer, but I mean, you could throw him on when you need a goal late in the game. He can be really scrappy and especially against some tired center backs. Um, uh, decent.
Yeah, it's a good shout. So to lap. So we have two Chelsea players now. So oh no, we had Steve, so we have to choose like a
Oh,
non-Chelsea
okay.
guy, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, I think Chelsea's the only one we have two. Um,
Hmm.
so I went with like for me, who I think would be a good player off the bench. He's going to be a certified starter for West Ham, but Mateus Fernandez. Uh, I'm a huge fan of him because like he's pretty versatile. He can play like the holding mid, but also attacking mid or even out left. And he was bought for around like 40, 50 mil, which is kind of hefty, but I think West Ham's his first stop for maybe a year or two, and then I think he's gonna get a big move. I could see him like playing for like Pep one day.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
I just put Cunha's name out there just because he can play the striker role, but then also kind of like left wing or right behind the striker as well. He's kind of like a versatile option to have.
Yeah. I mean, I can live with that.
So Cunha. Wow, we have two United players.
What do you
Maybe
guys think of Tyler Dibbling?
I feel like he might have a hard time to fit in, honestly, to the starting 11. I mean, he's a good player, but I don't think he'll start right away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying we should put him in. I was just curious what your thoughts were.
How much was the fee for that for Dibbling?
40 million
Wow.
euros.
I don't know. Like he had like his sparks at Southampton, but like I don't remember. Like there were a lot of games where he went very quiet, and I feel like the games he did go crazy were against like some of the top teams or like United, but he was going against like Dallo and stuff, and I feel like some of those games kind of like inflated his price. I don't know.
He never
That's
really
a
had the end product though, like throughout the entire season either. It's more, yeah, to your point, it's just like sparks he had.
What do you think about Noah Okafor?
I feel like he hasn't lived up to his hype.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I definitely wouldn't put him in the starting lineup, but yeah, I guess when he was at it was Salzburg, right? Before AC Milan.
Hmm.
Um he was big prospect at AC Milan. He was meh. Of course now he's in the Premier League, so
I might have
doesn't
to
get
change.
easier.
Yeah, I might have to change my player. Like I don't know why, but like Dibbling kind of sparked my memory. But like Shirky, he
Mm,
Oh
was
yeah.
like 35 mil to City, and he's what 22,
yeah.
He's
and
young.
he played for Lyon for like since he was 16, 15, 16.
Yeah,
I
I
like that
can live
shot.
with that.
I like
Yeah,
that
I think
shot.
I'm gonna change mine to Shirky. Ryan Shirky. Yeah, that was another player kind of like Reinders where City got him out of nowhere and no
Hmm.
one knew
A
that
good
like he,
price.
yeah.
Um, hmm. What about like maybe James McAtee or Jacob Ramsey?
Ooh. Yeah, I think Jacob Ramsey is gonna be an important player for Newcastle.
Oh yeah. Another one of those like super versatile.
Yeah.
And then just in case, also backup goalkeeper, in case of injuries. I think maybe we can just put Petrovic on the bench. Um,
Yeah. Um,
but also another shout out was for goalie is Kelleher. I think he was a pretty good transfer for Brentford.
yeah. I just think Brentford are gonna beat ass this year.
Oh yeah.
Very, very.
Hey, what about Kepa?
Oh gosh.
Arsenal's new backup.
He's technically on your book still, or
No, it was a permanent
oh, is it
transfer now.
permanent? Okay.
Yeah. We signed him to a contract extension like last year just so we could sell him for a fee, which I think in the last episode you guys were talking about that.
With
With
Sancho, I
a
think.
yeah, with Sancho, yeah. We signed him to a contract extension just so we could sell him.
Savage.
All right. So I think that's our starting 11. Um,
You gonna read it out real quick before we wrap it up?
yeah, we can do that. So in goal, we have hopefully the new United number one for you guys, Layman's, and then our back four we have Malik Diouf from West Ham, Chow from AC Milan to Newcastle now, D Kite from Lille to Bournemouth, and then Nandi Makalele to Sunderland, and then we have Leslie as our defensive mid. We have Reinders and Xavi Simmons. Uh, and then up top, leading the lines, we have João Pedro. Out right, we have Steve. And then out left, we have Ndoye for Nottingham. And then on the bench, we have Cunha, Jacob Ramsey, Ryan Shirky. And our goalkeeper, you said, would be Kelleher, which I think that's a pretty good value.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm sure we'll put out like a graphic or something on Instagram just to see what our listeners think of the team. But
Yeah, and Trey, we kind of did our Premier League predictions last episode, but what are your interested on your thoughts for like three teams that you think are going to get relegated, and then maybe the top five in order.
Ooh, okay. That's tough. I mean, I think if you're thinking relegation, Burnley for me. is one. Um, Man, the West Ham look bad before they beat Forest.
Mhm.
That'd be crazy seeing West Ham get relegated. But I'm gonna say they don't because I think they'll fire Graham Potter and they'll get a new manager rebound and maybe like 17th. So maybe I'll say Burnley. I think Wolves are gonna be really bad, unfortunately. I like seeing
Mhm.
them in the Premier League because they're typically exciting, but yeah, I don't know. I'll say Wolves, Burnley, and then who's my last one? I would have said Sunderland before the season, but they're looking competitive.
Yeah.
Um, but I will go with Brentford. Brentford as my
Brentford.
yeah, so
Okay.
Wolves, Brentford, Burnley as the relegated teams. And then top five in order or just in general?
Yeah, in order.
Okay. Ooh, I really want to say Chelsea first, but I
You can be shit. That's what I said.
I
I truly believe that we can like win
oh
the
yeah,
league.
no, I believe we can. I fully believe it will be at least much closer than it was. You know, last year we were scraping into the Champions League. This year I think we'll be in the title fight. But first, you know, I guess Liverpool are I think are lucky to be 3 for 3 so far, but Isak will only help. Um, Man, I guess I'll say Liverpool because like they should have no excuse at this point not to win. Then Chelsea, then City,
Wow.
then Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal hater, to be fair. And then fifth, hmm, wow, it could be the 16th and 17th place clubs last year fighting for fifth between Spurs and United. Um, I guess I'll say Spurs
Spurs.
fifth.
Dang, me and Trey had the same exact top five.
The
Really?
same top
Yeah.
five.
Just because I believe in Thomas Frank more than Ruben Amorim. Um, and yeah, I think Spurs thing is they struggle with the bottom half for whatever reason. They cannot get a result when they're supposed to, but they can go, dominate City every single year.
Yeah, I had United again in the bottom half at 11th.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from fifth to like 12th, I think will be very competitive. There's so many teams that, whether it's United, I think Palace are going to be good.
hmm
Bournemouth will make some noise. Iraola is a great manager. Um, Brighton are all, I mean, they've lost a lot, but they're always going to be strong. I think Forest will take a step back. Um, who else am I forgetting? Newcastle, rough
Yeah.
start, but they're gonna be okay.
And Everton's gonna be a sleepy team, like people are gonna sleep on.
Yeah, they should definitely be better than last year.
Yeah. Yeah, my hot pick was Bournemouth, I think will finish fifth over City
Yeah,
this
I
year.
I would love to see that. I like Bournemouth. I like Iraola. I think he's a really good manager, and they're just like they're a pretty exciting team to watch, honestly. I like Petrovic. Obviously, I root for Tyler Adams. Um,
Yeah, he's a dog.
yeah, he is.
I think if we do this next year, like this combined transfer 11, I think Semenyo is going to be on top of that list.
Oh yeah.
He's due for a big move.
Yeah, I think Mike Penders will be on there. I hope. I
We
the
we need
future
a
Courtois replacement.
yeah, we need a new keeper.
Yeah, I've been following him at Strasbourg this year. He made a mistake in the last game, but I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, you have to keep us posted on our goalkeeping scouting report here.
Yeah, yeah, he got caught with the ball at his feet last game, but he's a big body.
Well, um, I think we'll put the graphic out there again on Instagram and Twitter as well. But thank you, Trey, being our first guest. I'm sure we'll have you on again at some point again.
Once we win the league.
Yeah, yeah, thanks for having
This-
me. Yeah, when we wrap up the league with 3 match weeks to go, you can have me on.
Sure. But with the international break, we'll probably go back into our normal cadence the following week. But until then, thank you all for listening. Peace.